And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 2 of this best of 3 series. I have successfully played the replay at the outset this time, so we're not going to have any of that herky-jerky start that we did in the initial game. The second map here is going to be Antigua Shipyards, which is obviously a very smart choice from Type Real to choose. In the upper right corner of the map, we do have TSL Hyun, the Blue Zerg, winner of the previous game. His opponent currently with his back against the wall. He is playing for his life in the tournament right now. That's the orange Protoss player, Type Real, and like I said, he is one game down in this best of 3 series, so if he loses this game, he is going to be out of the tournament, and Hyun is going to advance onward and maybe win another weekly tournament for himself. However, Real does have the advantage on this map. This is Antigua Shipyards. It's very easy to find yourself in a 3-base versus 3-base scenario, which always favors the Protoss player, as I'm sure basically everybody knows, but it is good to go over these more basic mechanics from time to time, just because we do always have new people checking out the scene. We have family members especially of mine who like to say, "Oh, hey, Darnock, what is it that you do?" And I'm like, well, this is hard to explain, and normally I just show them a video, and of course, as I am able to lay out the basic mechanics, they're able to understand a little bit more, which is always good. Anyway, back to the game, back to the nitty-gritty. We do have a pylon on the low ground, which of course does indicate a Forge Fast Expand or a Nexus first. And are we going to see another probe queued up? No, but it looks as if, regardless, we are going to be seeing a Nexus first. Yeah, we're getting very close to that 400 mineral mark, and Real, he is just gonna go for it. So Real definitely trying to take any type of advantage he can on this map, and he is going to expand considerably before the Zerg player, which always feels good when you get that Nexus in production before the hatchery even knows it's going to be a hatchery yet. That's usually a pretty sweet deal to have. Forge going down pretty quickly as well, because this isn't the longest map in the world, so it is pretty quick. It is a pretty quick time to get lings from one side of the map to the other, so Real, of course, is going to have to be prepared for that. And, of course, he is a professional player. We shouldn't see lings just, like, get into this base for no good reason. Real should have that on lock very, very well. And, in fact, we see Hyun. He's actually playing to that. He's only building one egg's worth of lings, only a couple lings spawning there, rather than the traditional 2, the traditional 4 lings, the quadling, if you would, because he knows Real is going to be in great position. He knows Real is just going to be sitting there, macroing up, trying to play defensively, so he really doesn't need that many lings on the map. He doesn't need to be afraid of anything. He can just sit at home, macro, try and catch up that economy deficit that he is going to be at, because, of course, again, the Protoss player, wow, that is a fast hatchery. That hatchery got thrown down before we hit the 4-minute mark, ladies and gentlemen. And that's his second expansion. That's his third hatchery on the map. So I guess that's one way to deal with a fast expanding or even a Nexus firsting Protoss player. And honestly, I think that's a great decision. I mean, again, Protoss is, even normally, like, unless they're 4-gating, normally they're kind of slow to get their wheels rolling. They're slow to sort of get that momentum where they can start moving out across the map and dealing damage. Obviously, when they hit that required momentum, they get incredibly scary, and you don't want to fight them at all. But it does take a while to get that momentum going, and Hyun, I think, is making a great play here by throwing down this very quick third hatchery. He's basically saying, you know what? You went for a Nexus first, and then a Forge, and then a Gateway, and your Cybernetics core isn't even halfway done yet. There's no way you're going to be able to do anything whatsoever about this third hatchery, so I'm just throwing it down. I'm taking my 3 bases in 5 minutes. That's okay with me, and I kind of think Real is playing in Hyun's hands almost this game, because Hyun is in a beautiful spot right now, and let me explain why. Yes, going Nexus first is a good thing because you get a really quick economy. However, the way Zerg likes to play this map is by getting very, very aggressive very early on, usually either through cheese or more commonly through quick 3-base timings, which is what I assure you Hyun is going to be setting up for. And Real just allowed Hyun to get those 3 bases up basically as fast as humanly possible. Like, I cannot envision a world short of, like, not building a spawning pool where Hyun could get these 3 bases up quicker. I mean, we just hit the 6-minute mark, and the creep is almost all the way spread from this hatchery, and the queen is almost out. That's how fast Hyun has gotten these 3 bases up. So this is going to put Hyun in an incredible position to be able to hit those 3-base timing attacks Zerg like to do oh so much, because they cannot allow a Protoss player to get comfortable with a 3rd base. Otherwise, their chances of winning the game does go down drastically. Now, there's some orange stuff over here. What's going on here? I need to cough. Hold on, I'm hitting my cough switch. There we go. Apologies for that. There is a Twilight Council going in over here, so it looks as if Real's going to be proxying a Dark Shrine. It looks like Real's going to be proxying a Dark Shrine. There he is! He's proxying a Dark Shrine. Okay. And what this says to me is the first game, yeah, I could see him sort of doing a quirky build to try and catch Hyun off guard. What this Dark Shrine, even this proxy Dark Shrine says to me is Real is scared. Real does not want to play a normal game against Hyun. He wants to try and do something crazy, try and do something weird, and just win the game like that, because he does not feel confident. Now, I do kind of like what Real is doing here. He does have the Proxy Dark Shrine. He has a Robo back at home, and he's producing a Warp Prism at it. So if Hyun does not scout that Dark Shrine, this is going to look like a pretty standard build from Real. He could use a few gateways to give it complete authenticity. But you know, I mean, assuming Hyun doesn't scout literally the entire main and natural, with the Overlord, he'll just assume, okay, there are a few gateways, you know, in a corner I didn't quite see or anything like that. So Real is getting very, very tricksy right now. Very, very tricksy indeed. Oh, and he's even throwing up a robotics bay. He's not going to be able to really do a whole lot with this robotics and the second robotics facility. Wow. Real is being so sneaky. Now, did this Overlord see the Warp Prism? I do not believe it did. Okay, we are good for now. Actually, we're not, because the frame rate is dying horribly and painfully, which is not something I... Okay, there we go. Now I think I've got things sorted out. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. There was some auto runs going on in the background that were being troublesome. Anyway, we do see the Warp Prism pushing out across the map right now. Looks like it is going to warp in some Dark Templars for itself, at least I would assume. We're going to see Dark Templars. Oh, okay. I'm not quite sure what was going on there. We saw 2 Dark Templars and a Stalker Star getting warped in. Then we saw a cancel. And then we saw just 3 Dark Templars. So that's interesting choices there from Real. We'll see how that does pan out for him. He's moving in a position. Does he know about the Dark Shrine? No, he does not yet know about this. So he is about to discover. Hyun is only just now about to realize, oh, there are Dark Templars across the map. Well, this is annoying. And he is on layer tech, so he is going to be able to morph it in Overseer. He has an Evolution Chamber out as well, so he is going to be able to get up that detection pretty quickly. But it's not going to happen before this layer goes down. This layer is 100% going to die, ladies and gentlemen. And that is certainly going to be troublesome for Hyun. It is going to take out a full quarter of his production immediately. He does have a macro hatch, so that is why it's only a quarter rather than a third. More Dark Templars get warped in as well, and it does go down. We do see the spawning pool starting to get focused as well. There we go. Bring the Dark Templars around that side. That is going down as well. And now with no layer on the field, no Overseers are going to be able to make their way over here. No Spore Crawlers are even going down yet. The spawning pool has fallen, and things are starting to look pretty gross for TSL Hyun, ladies and gentlemen. I think Real might be able to take this one. He's moved his Dark Templars over to the third base. This Spore Crawler never going to see the light of day. This hatchery may go down as well, and that's going to leave Hyun with a paltry 2 hatchery count, which is obviously not so good. Not so good at all. The hatchery, it's going to fall. Nothing Hyun can do about this whatsoever. It does go down. And this is getting bad for Hyun, ladies and gentlemen. Behind all this, we see Real taking a pretty sneaky third base over here. Real is such a trickster, apparently. And there are some Overseers on the map right now, so we are going to see these Dark Templars stop being as much of a threat. But look at this. The Dark Templars back in the main base, and they kill another hatchery. Oh my goodness, that hurts so much to see. And is the Warp Prism going to be able to get out of there? Yes, it does escape with exactly 50 health. Very, very nice. It does leave a present, though. It does drop 1 more High Templar before it does exit. Another High Templar over here at the third base trying to take this down, but it is going to get detected and killed. And in the meantime, this Dark Templar, excuse me, is going to be lying in wait very sneakily, just waiting for some drones to wander over unwittingly, or something of that nature. I am curious, though, what is the Harvester count? We see 68 drones to 56 probes, so as soon as Hyun gets... is actually able to hold on to his third and his main, he's going to be in alright shape as far as economy goes. However, he's going to lose this base in his main again. At least he cancels it this time. That stings much, much less than just losing the 300 minerals outright, though it does still suck. And Hyun, he is just having some trouble right now, folks. Real has taken the supply lead. He has 2 Colossi out right now. He's building a third. And right now, Real is just setting up for a nice, sharp timing attack to try and take down Hyun here and now. He has delayed Hyun so much in terms of tech, in terms of economy, in terms of army. In every way, shape, and form, Real has delayed Hyun very, very strongly. And Real is looking like he's in great position. And remember what I said last time, Roach Hydra is a good composition as long as your opponent does not have Colossi. And Real, he has almost three of them. Where is it? Almost three of them. Here's the third about to pop out right there. So things are looking pretty nasty for Real right now, or for Hyun, excuse me. For Hyun. Now, it looks as if Hyun is wise to this base in the lower right corner of the map. He does see some probes transferring over, so that's going to be a very nice pickoff for TSL Hyun. He's not going to be able to do, or Real isn't going to be able to do anything really to fight against this, so that's a lot of probes going down. Holy crap, that was a lot of probes. We do see Real down to 47 probes right now. He has lost 16 thus far in this game, and that is going to be his trigger to go, well, I guess I can't macro as well anymore, so I guess it's time to attack. And how is this going to go? I think Real is looking pretty scary. Yes, Hyun does have a relatively strong supply lead by about 20 or so, but Real, his things are just so frightening. He has +1 Colossi, +1 Zealots, which are scary, scary, scary. These Roaches and Hydras are +1/+1, which is nice, but Real's Death Ball is just too big at this point. I don't really see a way Hyun can win this. He is doing pretty well. He is trying to focus down these Colossi as best he can. Some force fields go down, not the best, but they are serviceable. And wow, actually, we see more and more Corruptors spawn in the nick of time and take out all of the Colossi. There are still quite a few Stalkers in the area, though, but now that's just Stalkers. Now that the Colossi aren't that big a deal, Ling Roach Hydra is much better than it was 5 seconds ago before the Colossi were killed. And Hyun right now, he's just trying to stabilize. He's trying to hold this off. More and more units do get warped in, though, as this Warp Prism has been basically unmolested. I really do think these Corruptors, as soon as they were done with the Colossi, they really should have gone over here and dealt with the Warp Prism. But Hyun does GG, and that ties everything up 1-1.